Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kid Short Stories. Do you know what makes these stories like 10 times more awesome? Yes, sharing with a friend. So right now I want you to think of 2 friends that you can share this story with, and your parents can maybe text them the link to this episode and you guys can listen to it together and have awesome memories and great imaginations. Well, friends, are you ready for today's amazing adventure? Oh, I definitely am. Let's go! It was a beautiful day, which meant that today was Rocket Blast-Off Day. Yes, you see, Quinn is a paleontologist. Oh, you might not think of a paleontologist as one to get on a rocket ship and blast off to outer space, because do you know what a paleontologist does? Yeah, they look at fossils and look for evidence of dinosaurs. But Quinn was just recently given a very important special mission to go to space and look for dinosaurs. I know what you're thinking, that dinosaurs don't exist in space, but, you don't know until you know. And the only way to know is to go explore, right? Yeah, exploration is searching for something unknown. And so even though we don't know that dinosaurs, if they exist in space, maybe they do, and maybe they've just never been discovered before. So that is why Quinn is walking right now into a spaceship. And the only days that you can blast off in a spaceship is beautiful days. So it's a good thing that today was a bright, shiny day, not a cloud in the sky. And as Quinn was about to strap in her seatbelt, 3, 2, 1. The rocket ship blasted off. It was headed straight to the moon. This was the first time that Quinn had ever gone to outer space. Normally you would find her with some shovels, a pickaxe, and a brush. With her sitting in a big hole in the dirt, maybe in the desert, digging away looking for dinosaur bones or fossils. But this time, Quinn had a full astronaut suit and was on her way to the moon. She did bring her tools, of course, because she was going to look for fossils on the moon. It took a long time to reach the moon, but finally, her spaceship gently touched down on the surface of the moon. She couldn't wait to get out and start exploring, looking for evidence of fossils or dinosaur bones or maybe even a dinosaur tooth. That was the favorite thing. She always loved finding a dinosaur tooth. Well, as she stepped out from her spaceship with all of her astronaut gear and her paleontology tools, she took her first step on the moon. Wow, this is so cool, said Quinn. She turned around in a circle to get a full view of everything on the moon. And there it was. Wow, I can see planet Earth from here. It looks so small. Wow. She was right. When you stand on the moon and look back towards the Earth, our whole planet looks way smaller. But it's a pretty amazing view of Earth to stand on the moon. She didn't have a lot of time to, just enjoy the view. If it was me, I would want to just pull up a chair, pop it open, maybe have a nice glass of lemonade and sip my lemonade as I looked at all of space and the stars and the planets and planet Earth but there's no time for that. She needs to find evidence of dinosaurs. Quinn opened up her bag of paleontology tools, her pickaxe, and her brushes, and she started digging away into the side of a mountain. You see, when you're digging for fossils or just looking around, you don't know exactly where to look, so you just have to start. You have to start digging somewhere and hopefully find a clue that will lead you to something interesting. Well, after several hours of digging, she wanted to take a little bit of a break. It was a very well-earned and well-deserved break, might I add. She was walking back to the spaceship to radio in back to base camp at planet Earth to tell them an update that she hadn't found any fossils yet. All right, well, the team's going to be kind of bummed to know that I haven't found any fossils yet, said Quinn, but I have to at least give them an update. As she walked closer and closer to the spaceship, all of a sudden, she saw something. What was that? It was a flash of light, something that looked like it was moving kind of far away, but it was very fast. She couldn't tell if it was, maybe an asteroid that crashed on the moon and some rocks bounced around, or maybe a shadow from the sun. But either way, it caught her attention and she had to figure it out. Shh, Quinn to base. I have not found any fossils yet, a few hours into the dig, but I did just observe some strange movements over the hill. I need to go investigate. I'll update you when I find out. Quinn, over and out. Shh. Quinn put down the walkie-talkie at her spaceship and headed off towards whatever that was that caught her eye. As she walked further and further down this valley on the moon, it was very rocky. She had to climb over boulders and jump over big holes. It's pretty cool being on the moon. You can jump a lot higher when you're there because there's not as much gravity. But as Quinn got closer and closer to what it was that she had seen, she couldn't believe her eyes. What in the world? These totally look like dinosaur tracks. She was right. Down in the dust of the moon were footprints that looked like dinosaur tracks. This got Quinn very excited because she loved finding footprints. Remember the two things that were her favorite things to find as a paleontologist? Yes, footprints and teeth. Yeah, dinosaur teeth that were fossilized. Oh, that was such a great find. Or a fossilized footprint where it's like a footprint into a rock. Wow. That is such a good find. But as she knelt down, she realized that this was different. Wait a second, said Quinn. This footprint is not fossilized. It's in the dust. It's like a footprint just like if I were to step in the dust with my boot. Quinn was right. As she looked back at her footprints, they were identical to the type of footprints that she was looking at here. No, she wasn't a dinosaur, so they looked different, but it was still the same way that you would press your boot or a foot into the dust. Holy smokes. Did I just discover a real dinosaur on the moon? That can't be possible. There's no way a dinosaur... Holy smokes! What in the world has Quinn just discovered? Are there real dinosaurs on the moon living there today? I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens on the next episode of Kids Short Stories. Great job. You listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for Kid Shoutouts. I want to say hey to Kyla, Bria and Avi from Massachusetts, Charlie from Florida, Harry from Australia, Nolan from Alabama, Aiden from Prince Edward Island, and Eloise from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I'm so glad that you're all on the Kid Short Stories family. And on the spy team, we could not stop Dr. Stinky Breath and his crew without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I will see you on our next adventure. Bye!